Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're still watching the University Alliance Cup Season 3 featuring Wild Rift. We just got back from PNU versus FIT. Looks like my predictions are not going to be stonks today, but next up, we're going to have Technological University of the Philippines Gearhawks versus Central Philippine University Radiant, and we'll be your shoutcasters for that. I'm Hiron. With me, of course, Giyang Gaming, and I believe we're at the tail end of our broadcast for today. We got four more, including this one. How are you feeling right now, Gian Gaming?
Quite excited, of course. Another game, another thing, a spectacular fight to see. Because a while ago, it was actually an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Only, before the last team fight happened, it was
Mm-hmm.
10 total
10
kills.
kills, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That was
and but
very, very strange.
see, right? I mean, FIT Mayhem secured so many objectives, actually
Mm-hmm.
all the objectives, uh, without having that much casualty or pulling out a team fight. It's just their overall presence and inflicting fear on the side of
Mm-hmm.
PNU, in which they got everything that they wanted. And when they got their Infinity Stones, they were just like, okay, let's go for the fight. We got this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, now we're going to have TUP. Both of these teams are 0-1 here, but both of them are quite contenders in Division A. Of course, looking at Gearhawks, they had a pretty good run here last season as well. They lost to UC Teletigers in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, CPU, they went all the way to the finals, but here we're seeing kind of a different performance for them. Hopefully, it's not just the first. Hopefully, it's just the first week blues. For both of these teams, but one of them will have to go away today, 0-2, and one of them is going to get their first win. So let's go. CPU Radiant, the Golden Lions here versus the Gearhawks. So we got the King of the Jungle and the King of the Skies right here. Lee Sin going to get banned out immediately. We saw every single time Lee Sin got locked in, it was such a problem to deal with.
Yeah, it is. And I'm looking at I'm looking at their previous lineup last
Mm-hmm.
week when it went against Leviathans. Uh, Camille, Rengar, Diana, Kaisa, and Rakan. Yeah, it is
Mm-hmm.
a very standard composition, but Rakan is kind of like a high risk, high reward scenario. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
became, a bit of a problem for them. Maybe this time they can go for like the usual draft, since a lot of champions are available in, especially for the jungle, just like the Olaf that can be paired up with the Lulu. Maybe they can go with the Gragas, as
Mm-hmm.
well as the Galio, since it's also available after this last ban of Radiant, because both teams actually prioritize on champions that have been used recently today.
Mm-hmm.
Nunu.
Yeah, yeah. They're always going for those bands that are very popular. Of course, with a meta for UAC has been forming, right? And of course, there's two different. There's Division B and then there's Division A. Of course, different patterns are going to emerge. But one thing that we've seen consistently is the Nunu ban as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It almost never goes through, but it's also when it does get picked up, it's hit or miss, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes the team's not able to play around it. They don't have enough damage. I like the Ziggs pickup here. And the Xin Zhao pickup here from CPU Radiant is going to be very nice as well. Wisdomus in his hands. I bet that's going to be a good aggressive pickup early, but we're going to have to see. So far, CPU, they seem to be struggling after losing their mid laner from previous season, after losing Wei Zhao and Fearless, and their support Fearless, who I think were huge factors to their success in the previous season of UAC. Like if you see Fearless, his champion pool is like Braum, Alistar, Rakan.
Hmm.
So far, Renzar, Braum, Alistar, Braum. So no Rakan. Meanwhile, Renzar is bringing out the Rakan here. It's not as, it doesn't match as well with how CPU wants to play. So we'll see. We've got the Lulu here. So there's definitely a different play style for CPU Radiant's roster right here.
Yeah, no longer going for
Mm-hmm.
that Olaf. They're gonna buff up the Shinzawa instead,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe pick up something like a Kaisa, since he's gonna be trying to snowball early on, especially during team fights. Just annihilating everybody, or at least in theory, because of
Mm-hmm.
the help of the Lulu. Now having this Renekton provides additional peel, because Shindao is gonna open up, of course, going
Mm-hmm.
in to start off team fights. If they get this Renekton, someone's gonna be at his side, creating that
Mm-hmm.
pressure on Gearhawk's composition, because they haven't secured a tank just yet. Most of them are focusing on poke and disengage, because the Ziggs Ezreal and Nami combo.
Galio's open here, so if they
It
don't ban it,
is.
it could be an option. That means that their team comp's gonna be geared from like level 5 to level 9. That's where their power is going to be. Taking away the Olaf here to make sure that the Xinjiao can jungle and gank quite effectively without the threat of counter ganking here. Of course, ideally, you'd have something like Lee Sin plus Renekton,
Hmm.
or Lee Sin plus like Camille. Though that's like the premier diving combo for the duo of the top lane and or the Baron lane and the jungler. I love the comp so far from Gearhawks though. They've got the Ziggs. This is Poke City.
Yeah.
This is definitely Poke City. They just have to worry about whether they can get dove on by CPU Radiant, but we're gonna see Zaya's gonna get banned. Let's see if something like Galio is left open for this one.
They need something that can
Gragas.
provide peel for them, definitely. So a bit of a tank, maybe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, well, Olaf has been banned away. They need a jungler that can actually provide
Katarina.
tanky enough and also have decent crowd control. Because once the team of Radiant gets locked in, Mega Inferno Bomb, Tidal Wave, True Shot Barrage, that's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be massive damage coming in from the side of Gearhawks. And actually, they maybe not anymore a tank. They could
Ramos.
go for
Okay.
something like a Riven, but they're gonna decide on a Ramos. Whoa! I've always been fond of this because when he
Mm-hmm.
rolls, it kind of looks cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of
Slowly
course,
rolling.
now that soaring slam is actually the thing. Usually, before all the way before it was tremors, right? And then Ramos was kind of garbage, except for very specific counter setups where yeah, you have
All
like a
AD.
Vayne. Well, yeah, when
Oh
there's
yeah,
all AD, maybe there's not the Vayne. I guess Vayne just shreds through
yeah. No,
the
no, not the
Ramos,
vein.
but this is really good. I like the Ramos. It's a little bit vulnerable in terms of the clear speed, right? Compared to the Shinja, the clear speed is kind of. Of course, when it comes to a duel in the jungle, Ramos can probably stall long enough for one of the laners to come help him. So
Hmm.
Wisdomos is most likely not going to try to challenge the Ramos too hard up there. I like the top lane matchups; very contentious, right? It can go either way, and but once this Camille gets like a solo kill or a gank onto the Renekton, it's gonna be very difficult. We've seen that whenever a Renekton gets behind, it's usually very difficult for them to come back unless they specifically go for something like Bork. We saw a Renekton go for Bork against a
Yeah.
split pushing Fiora
Yep.
earlier. It actually quite succeeded um, in getting the solo kills when the split push happened. So we're gonna have to see how this all plays out. The Ari pickup here could take advantage of the Ziggs, who's not doesn't really have a lot of easy escape options. Like Satchel Charge could work, but it's a little bit janky to do it in an emergency.
Hmm. And we also see that not only Renekton's get Blade of the Ruined King, they also get sometimes Black Cleaver. So a lot of armor shreds plus anti-tank being built up by this Baron laner that can actually deny the tankiness of a Ramos.
Mhm,
It's gonna be hard. Plus, they do have an Ari. Not only does it deal AP, but also true damage on that orb of deception.
mhm,
So it creates so much pressure. Bitter End is gonna try to actually taunt someone up, set up
mhm.
for the team because they want to have that pick potential plus the team fight because of that Mega Inferno Bomb, True Shot Barrage, and Hextech Ultimatum combo. But it's gonna be a bit more difficult having an Ari opponent plus a Lulu. Actually, the draft, but oh no,
Oh no,
oh no,
already. Oh no.
yep. Why?
Oops.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Hmm.
I have no words.
Looks like we've seen a lot of those like standoffs when the game loads in, but we haven't actually seen one result in like a full-on kill here. But looks like Gearhawks is gonna get a little bit of gold injected. That's a lot actually. If an entire team is involved in first blood, it actually gives them quite a lot of gold just because you get the assist gold on top of that to share with. But we're gonna have to see because I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting action this quick. I was checking my notes. I didn't see who died, but Ushiro starts off the lane here with already level 2.
Actually, for me, when I saw it kind of gives me like
Mhm.
a moment before disaster. Litrato bago ano what do
Oh,
you call that?
bago magsakuna.
Bago
Image,
magsako na.
oh,
Oh,
images taken before disaster and
yup,
bigdan. Yeah.
exactly.
But it could just be a
Hiccup.
small hiccup in the plan serve CPU unless
Oh,
this taunt comes through. That's gonna be a taunt indeed coming through into the
wow.
bubble. That's gonna be a straight up kill here for Bitter and no flash. Oh, because Ducks already didn't use his flash right there. I think he underestimated the range of the taunt from Bitter and the frenzying taunt. And yeah, that's gonna be another kill for the dual dragon lane of TUP Gearhawks.
I think that it was because of the layering of the CC. The taunt, after that taunt, there was an Aqua Prison, and I think even if he flashes away, he won't be able to live successfully or back away successfully.
Mhm.
And now, another one. This time,
Wow.
Flash was used.
Man, every time you get taunted, you have to use the flash most likely, unless you know that
Yeah,
TUP Gearhawks can't follow up.
unless
And
you have
Bitter, yeah.
QSS.
hmm but even then, that's tax you're paying.
Yeah,
That's
tax.
QSS tax that you're paying
Mm-hmm.
here. Ducks might need to pay that later, indeed. It's going to be a little bit tough already. TUP Gearhawks establishing a bit of a lead here, and we'll see if they can carry that through going into mid game. This is already like they're set. This bot lane, this dragon lane is set for TUP Gearhawks. They just need to play it out.
It is because of this Ramos. Actually, I we had some hesitations on this when we saw it
Mhm.
being picked up, but so far it is so good here by TUP. Great,
Mhm.
Gearhawks, and we haven't even seen Camille that much popping off just yet. And
Mhm.
but he's gonna be a big factor, especially for that Mega Inferno Bomb. And now, CPU Radiant, they're
Oh,
eyeing
they're
on bot.
going for a misses the charm right there. Here comes Bitter, and I think the the dive momentum stops right there. This is gonna end up as a
Oh,
4v4. Lots of damage coming in from TUP Gearhawks. True
woo,
Shot Barrage goes wide, but here comes APA AMA
my,
here. That's gonna be Shadow without any
oh
mana,
my.
and they're just gonna get taken down. Okay, that's 3k gold lead established by TUP. CPU missed the mark on that dive. They didn't read the room. Let's break down where that all went wrong.
Yeah, it started from the
Oh.
charm, the overextended, Mega Inferno Bomb was on point, True Shot Barrage,
Mhm.
and a smite by Bitter and a cheesy way to actually get a kill. Aqua Prison just to
Mhm.
secure two more kills, and now
Oh, that's
TUP
painful.
Gearhawks are 3k gold up at almost 4 minutes.
That is absolutely painful right there. I think CPU didn't read the room, right? They went for the roam. They went for the two-man roam bot side. They tried to go for a dive. But the thing is, Ziggs can clear waves very quickly. He can clear the wave. You shove against him and go roam. He'll clear the wave, and then he's already impactful even if he's not in the fight. Goes for the
Mhm.
Mega Inferno Bomb, and then he can go in after. You're already whittled down.
Oh,
CPU going for the Rift Herald. I think they're going to get hard punished for this one. They are going to be able to secure the Rift Herald, but at the cost of giving even more kills here, which may not be worth it. And TOP going to walk away with a 4k gold lead. Even without the Rift Herald, this is still going to pay off quite well for TUP.
yeah, it's just CPU Radiant denying that Rift Herald, but even if they secure it, they won't be able to spawn it that much well. Solo kill here by Ushiro
Mm-hmm.
just demonstrates how, you know, ahead they are in this game. The 3k gold lead turned into a 5,000 gold lead now. And since they don't have a Rift Herald, they can't accelerate the game even
Mm-hmm.
further. Maybe that Rift Herald take by CP Raiden was good after all. Because if ever they lost a team fight, if ever they
Mm-hmm.
lose a member on the side lane or maybe in the mid lane, they're gonna lose more towers because of that RH.
Mm-hmm. And looking at it here, TOP Gearhawk seems to be taking the roster shift a lot better than CPU Radiant. I think that's the context for this entire game that we're seeing right now. CPU Radiant, UAC Season 2 finalists, they had a pretty good roster, but a lot of it was centered, not really centered, but a big part of it was, oh no, that's so rude.
Oh
Please
my
don't tell
god.
me he's just gonna die because of that. Gonna come
He
in with a
might
mystic
actually
shot.
do. Oh.
Okay, clutch, wild growth. This is still delaying their back though. This is still delaying their recall. Plus, they might have to give tower because of that.
Because all
Mhm,
this trio Poke
mhm.
City is here in the bottom lane. They're gonna try to secure this tier one solo kill on
Oh,
top, but
Wisdom was gonna
didn't
challenge.
land.
He's gonna get two bursted down. The
Oh,
rest of his team wasn't there to follow him up, and he just melts in front of the damage here. And I think TUP might not be able to finish this tower, but they might just stick around anyway because it's so close. They might just go for the satchel charge backdoor here. Yeah, they are just gonna go for it. Collagen going very, very low, but he's not. I mean, Dux goes in to secure the kill though. A little bit of life for CPU, but immediately gets executed by Ushiro. And now that's gonna be slam onto Shadow. Welcome to the jam as he gets taunted as well with no more tower. Oh, he's actually dealing so much damage just from the
right?
tremors as well. I think they might have to back it off unless they're super, super greedy. They already have an 8k
Oof.
gold lead.
Oh my, Kobe.
Yeah, that yeah, that's the only word you can use to describe that. That's an 8k gold lead, and I think for a comp like this, because the thing by like I mentioned this earlier with Kaisa, Ziame's Kaisa, right? It's it's tough because as a Kaisa, you have to pay the tax. You have to pay the Executioner's Calling, Vamp Scepter or Longsword tax plus the BF Sword to upgrade your Q. And before you get your completed item, you are very vulnerable to someone like Ezreal, which just gets Manamune, gets into Triforce. Two completed items compared to you having to pay that Executioner's Calling tax. Oh, Duck's still gonna try. See, doesn't have enough damage just yet to end that.
Oh
Okay.
my, oh dear
Whatever he
lord.
goes. Okay.
Where do you go?
Where do
Where do you
you don't
go?
go anywhere. You
You
don't go
can't go
anywhere.
anywhere.
He's
You
one in
move to
five.
the left, there's True Shot Barrage. You move to the right, there's Mega Inferno Bomb. If you try to dodge that, there's a Ramos going for a roaring slam right into your face.
Mhm.
Plus a
Yeah.
tidal wave just for good measure. It's
And this Herald's just gonna it's not gonna do much, right? Because what did they give up with this Herald? A couple of kills, a mid lane tower as well. So this is just TUP Gearhawks taking everything. Ocean Drake is gonna come through. I'm not sure. I don't know. CPU's comp is not gonna be able to contest this. They have to go for something like Rift Herald, which is also being taken by Messick right now, and or being threatened by Messick. Yeah, he's already taking it right now. CP is going to move in, but by the time they can go interrupt Messick, the rest of TUP is going to be able to back him up and push them away. I think this. I don't want to say it for the finalists, but I think this game might be done, especially considering the comp, right? I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but the thing is, this comp needs to at least be even, right? You have Renekton, you have Ari, and Kaisa can scale, but only getting the first completed item now really hurts compared to Triforce Manamune, or Muramana actually now.
and another gang,
Mm-hmm. Ah,
another
slice and dice.
kill. It's, it's a sad day right now for CP Radiant.
Yeah.
TUP Gearhawks, they're on top of their game. Definitely gearing up for their first win.
Mm-hmm. This is sad to see, right? Like,
Kinda. It started with, at the start of the game, Ari falling down on that brush. You
mhm.
know?
And this is sad to see because CPU are also representatives of Iloilo, right? So they've always, I guess, in collegiate esports, right? They kind of live in the shadow of Sage of San Agustin Golden Eagles as a representative of Iloilo, that very active esports region in the Philippines. They had a very good run, beating out USA in the previous season, and now they're kind of stumbling, suffering from the roster changes. I guess Weizhou and Fearless were much bigger factors to their success than we thought. Meanwhile, TUP, I think they lost Sly. They lost Sly, and I believe the new ones here is their Zig, is their mid laner, APA, Apa Ama. What is it? Apa Ama. It might be Chinese. We don't know.
Oh,
But
or maybe,
yeah,
Apa!
that's.
It's Korean.
but yeah, I think they're taking the roster changes much better. Collagen is also an experienced player, so it's very tough right now for CPU, and I hope they can get their roster together as a team and start really taking names later in the season. And if not, just use this season as a way to let this roster meld together.
It's nearly a perfect game here by TUP Gearhawks
Mhm,
because they only have one death the whole
mhm.
match, and no tower secured here by Radiant, despite the RH being secured a while ago. And what else? Can't really find a way for them to, come back in this game. It's 14,000 gold is hard to come back from.
Mhm.
It's almost half of your total earning at 11 minutes.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's really tough for them here. And actually, someone in the comments is telling me that walang nawala sa CPU. Let me. Oh right, wait. Shadow is Weijao. Shadow
Oh,
is Weijao. And okay. Never mind. Never mind. Scratch everything. And Fearless is Renzar. So, okay. This reframes the entire narrative. I'm sorry. I've been so used to the players having the same name. Okay. So this reframes the entire story into CPU perhaps not yet adapting to the new meta overall, since it's been so long since season 2 UAC.
a lot of
Okay.
things
So
happened.
Shadow is Weijao and Renz is Fearless. Okay, and harder as well. Um, okay. Thank you for pointing that out because I was mostly okay. I missed that. I should have checked their real names in the roster, but yeah, Yearhawks 15k ahead. Let's see if they can finish this game off.
They're trying. Well, they can take their time, honestly, because their scaling is massive. They started team fights, but
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah.
tickles
Mhm.
for them.
Mhm. And right now, TUP, they
Oh,
are getting a few. They are getting a few kills back, but once again, this is still working off of an 8k. This is not just an 8k
oh,
gold deficit, like a 13k gold deficit here. And looking at
oh!
it now, I think TUP is just gonna finish it right now
Look at
at
that
this point.
damage!
Yeah.
What?
What half health on the Kaisa coming in from the two-shot barrage? Ushiro's gonna try and back off here. Here Mesek gonna try and be the cavalry for his team, get
Ushu!
in with a hook shot as well. Here comes Bitter End, and I think he's just gonna be fronting for his team. Lots of damage coming through. I think TOP is gonna back off here and let that victory simmer, because right now they have all the gold in the world. They just need to come back here, uh, buy their items, and then come back with a vengeance.
Ushu, what was that damage? I mean, 3 hits onto Wisdomus,
Mhm.
one auto attack, one uh Mystic Shot, and then he True Shot Barrage. And that True Shot Barrage also dealt half the health of Ducks in terms of damage. And
Mhm.
then it's just, you know, maybe it's because he's so ahead, 14k comparing to, not really reaching
Mhm.
5 digits yet on the side of
Mhm.
CPU Radiant Peach.
Mhm. It's really tough. And at this point, it's really gonna have to take TOP a big. They have to make a big mistake for consistently. They have to make like 3 big mistakes that CPU can get an
Three
ace
aces.
from. Yeah, they need 3 aces, and that's a tall order right here for
Yup.
CPU. And once again, okay, so
Oh,
question really
okay.
here is that like
Let's
how
go
are they
through.
gonna adjust, right? How are they gonna adjust from all the patches that we've seen since the last season of UAC? Here gonna be the Baron at this point. That's gonna be
Oh
huge
my.
damage. As soon as I saw them trapped in the choke point, and as soon as I saw the Mega Inferno Bomb indicator, I was like, okay,
Okay,
that one's done.
that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Someone's gonna get deleted. Someone's gonna go,
Mhm.
browse on Facebook again because the death timers are starting to get long,
Mhm.
and this objective is gonna get taken here by TUP Gearhawks for sure.
Mhm.
21 to 3, 16,000 goal lead, going 17 actually, and
Mhm.
they're just actually waiting for this Mountain Cloud Dragon. Is someone gonna get obliterated by just one true shot
Mhm.
barrage? Okay, just some damage onto Shadow.
Mhm. Hmm. Yeah. So at this point, we're kind of just waiting for TUP to get that one big team fight after they take the objectives, which once again reframes the about framing our story for CPU and TUP here. Now TUP Collagen and Apaama really being a good factor here as they go in straight for it. That's the Mega Inferno Bomb. That is just going to be a crime committed against CPU.
Yoshiro.
Now Dux is going to be next on the chopping block, able to escape for a little bit before being cut down. And this is just going to be a turret backdoor here. They don't even need the satchel charge. Just go straight for the Nexus here. Right? And they're going to go for the game win. Radiant with their last stand here. Wisdom was coming in with his Renekton, slice and dice into the Call of the Meek, but he's the one that gets called here. And TUP is the one that knocks as they destroy the Nexus here, securing themselves their first win in this season, putting CPU at 0-2.
Yeah. Such a dominating win here by Gearhawks. Definitely a bit of a sight to see, but not for Radiant, because I think at the end of that game, it was 22,000 gold lead, and the match didn't even reach 20 minutes. That's how insane that game was. 16 minutes. Okay, the match was 16 minutes. Utmost domination by Gearhawks. But there were some punches thrown as well by Radiant, in which they got some kills. No objectives though. No tower secured. And just another day, maybe for TUP Gearhawks.
Hopefully they can recover, right? Hopefully they can recover. This is once again, thank you for correcting me. This is the same roster that went to the finals last season. So I want to see them in their comfort picks. Like, yeah, let's see Lee. Okay, if Lee Sin's banned, let's see some J4. Let's see some Olaf on Wisdomus. Let's see some Diana and Galio on Weezhou, right? Let's see some Braum Alistar on Renz, right? Or on Renzar and Shadow, right? On their comfortable champions. So maybe we'll see that. Maybe they're adjusting, trying out new things in the season. Hopefully they'll be able to recover and be back in their finalist form later in the group stage before everything's too late. You know, so yeah, congratulations TUP. Their first win for this season, looking very, very good. We've got more for you coming up next. Gonna be Holy Angel University Valiant Esports versus Admu LG Esports, or LG Gaia rather, and I'm excited for that as well. We've been your shoutcasters. I'm Hyron. With me was Giang Gaming, and we'll be back after a short break.
Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun, many years ago, higit pa sa fishballs ang binigay niya sa akin. He taught me na walang di natutupad na pangarap sa taong handang magsumikap.
Dami niya na.
Panghapunan.
Pantoga.
Atin ang pangarap. Atin ang pagsisikap. Atin ang mundo. Globe.